if you are not getting your refunds, even after you've submitted all the information, right? There's two key points that I need to raise on your ability to get refunds based on the notice of verification of income. Okay, first things first, this is only going to work 21 days after you've submitted your information. So when you're counting your 21 days, you need to be sure also when you're doing your calculation that you're counting the days correctly. If I get the verification request today and I submit in 2 weeks, then the 21-day timer only starts in 2 weeks' time, not from today. Okay. If I'm counting 21 days from that date and I still haven't had a response, that's when you then have to start the escalation process. Okay. First things first, the refund should be automatic. However, if SARS has issued a subsequent letter, if they've asked for clarification, and don't rely on don't rely on the fact that just because you haven't seen a notification that that's actually the case. Please go and double check on the taxpayer's profile that there is no other outstanding correspondence, that there's no other outstanding requests for information. Right. If there definitely is nothing on the e-filing system, stranger things have happened. I've seen letters get disappeared that suddenly show up, random stuff. Please escalate via the call center. Once you've escalated via the call center, then I would say within 5 or 6 days of having escalated via the call center, please go and have a look at your branch manager route. Okay. I'm sorry for those of you in the Western Cape, I don't have the contact details. I will work on them. I'm sorry, I don't have them. I'm hoping that as soon as I have them, I will share them. But otherwise, look at escalating via the branch managers. If you can't escalate via the branch manager, please immediately escalate through your regional controlling body. Alternatively, if that's not going to be an option, escalate to the Office of the Tax Ombudsman, because we've had the issue of non-submission of refunds as being a systemic issue, so they should help you with this. Again, if the OTO doesn't help you, please send information back to your RCBs, because your RCBs are the people who should be having your back in these conversations and basically going and, knocking heads together, as it were, if things aren't working as intended. Okay, but we can't do that without objective information. We can't just work on I think it's unfair, my refund was withheld. I'm like, okay, who are you? What did you do? How much was the refund? What documents did they ask for? Did they have any? Because these are all questions we are going to be getting from SARS before they're even willing to look at the issue. We need to have the information chain of that particular taxpayer to be able to address the issue. Right. Also, the more you talk to your RCBs, the more your RCBs are able to build a picture of systemic issues. Okay. Right. Going back to the CGT question, I see there was a follow-up question. Can we include an apportioned exclusion? So the form will pull through a pre-populated amount. If yours is different, then yes, you need to manually fill it in. So you need to go and put in a different exclusion to the one that's pre-populated in the case that it's wrong. All right. Right. I've had another question of how do you escalate through your branch manager or your registered controlling body? So your registered controlling body, and here I again am going to put my hand on heart and go and say we have multiple registered controlling bodies. Each registered controlling body has their own specific feedback process. So you need to go and check with your RCB as to what the escalation process is. I know, for example, that with SAICA, we have a process where you can either approach the members of your regional tax committee to escalate for you. Alternatively, there is a members online OQR system where you can lodge complaints. Right. SAIT, as I believe it, has a dedicated email address with respect to how to raise the escalations. All right. And then also, every single RCB should have a complaints monitoring process. If this is not the case, then maybe it's something that we need to raise as an across the board as saying, okay, because the RCBs should be doing this. And if they're not allowing you to escalate via them to raise issues with SARS, because every single RCB is a member of a dedicated panel with SARS in which they can go and raise systemic issues that the members have faced with SARS directly. Now, I'm sorry that I don't know the details for all of them. I can try and find them out for you if that's going to be an issue, but your RCB should be making this information freely available. Okay. The branch managers, as I said, I've got the list for the KZN guys. I don't have the list for the rest of South Africa just yet, but that should be coming through in the next month or so based off the feedback I've had from SARS. I'll try and get that to you as soon as possible. Okay. By the time we have the next meeting, I should have that. Okay. And really, this is something which just across the board, I think we need to be bringing up is every time SARS doesn't meet the stated turnaround times in terms of the service level agreement or the service charter, we should be raising this with the RCBs so that it can be collated for feedback. Okay.